The city once issued a parking ticket to a folding chair, and I was the reason. The chair had no license, no insurance, and somehow a stronger legal case than I did. It started with Mrs. Alvarez, who placed the same beige folding chair in the curbside space outside our building every morning at exactly 7:12. She lived upstairs, spoke only in proverbs, and treated that chair like it had served in 3 years. I had just moved in and believed public parking was a test of character. Apparently, my character gets home at 6:03 and takes things personally. One morning, I moved the chair onto the sidewalk, parked my Honda Civic, and walked inside feeling like I had defeated organized crime. At 7:19, there was a knock. Mrs. Alvarez stood there holding the chair. "Every river knows its bank," she said. I said, "It's a public space." She nodded. "Every rooster believes the sunrise is his work." Then she put the chair behind my car. So I had to perform a 17-point exit maneuver while 6 neighbors watched through their blinds. I left the chair in the space anyway, because I had already become the kind of person who says, "This is about principle." The next morning, the chair was gone. In its place sat a bright orange traffic cone with a handwritten label, reserved for MRS Alvarez. I called the HOA. Their president, Mr. Berman, answered every question with another question. "Are you asking whether a cone can reserve a space, or whether a space can reserve a cone?" That afternoon, a teenage neighbor named Kayla live-streamed the dispute from a skateboard. She titled it Parking Chair Trial, and within an hour, 3 people had donated virtual roses to the cone. So I made a municipal notice. I printed it on gray paper, added a fake city seal, and wrote, "Public parking space. No personal items. Removal authorized." I taped it to the cone at 2:14 in the morning, which is when confidence becomes evidence. Mrs. Alvarez replaced the cone with the chair before breakfast. My notice was still attached, but someone had written underneath, "Chair exempt." Grandfathered. I had not written that. This was no longer a prank. This was bureaucracy evolving in real time. The HOA scheduled a hearing. There were 12 folding chairs in the meeting room, and Mrs. Alvarez brought the original one from the parking space. Mr. Berman arranged alleged witness statements in a 3-ring binder. One said I had moved the chair aggressively. Another claimed the chair had been in the spot since 1998, despite the building being finished in 2006. Kayla live-streamed the hearing and misheard municipal notice as musical notice, so she added a sad violin filter every time I spoke. Then Officer Patel arrived. I had asked him to ticket the chair because someone needs to establish boundaries. He looked at it for 10 seconds. "Is this the registered occupant?" he asked. I said, "It's furniture." He checked the notice I had made. "Not according to this." That was when Mrs. Alvarez finally stopped speaking in proverbs. She touched the chair's cracked wooden arm and said her husband used to sit there every afternoon, waiting for her bus. He died last winter, and she kept putting the chair out because for a few minutes, the day still felt like it was arriving on schedule. Nobody moved. Even Kayla lowered her phone. Then Officer Patel turned the fake notice over. The city seal had bled through onto the back, where I had accidentally typed, "Registered resident." 1 folding chair. He entered it into the parking database because, as he explained, the form has a box. The hearing ended with the HOA recognizing the chair as an official resident, pending proof of residency. Mr. Berman asked whether residency could be appealed. Officer Patel asked the chair for identification. Kayla started a fundraiser for its legal fees. The ticket was placed neatly on the seat. A week later, people began leaving flowers there. Not for the chair exactly, although one bouquet said, "Stay strong." Mrs. Alvarez still sat beside it every afternoon, and I started parking 2 blocks away without announcing that I had discovered compromise. Yesterday, I found a note under my windshield wiper. It said, "Thank you for giving him a place to wait." At the bottom was Mrs. Alvarez's name, and beneath it, in official blue ink, approved by the resident. The chair now has better paperwork than I do, and I still park in its neighborhood.